Okay, we are continuing on day 7. Day 7 in our HiSET practice packet. We are working with fractions, and I'm going to pick up where we left off on 7a. We are on 7b. Write an equal fraction with the same denominator. Okay, so we've got 3/4, and we want to do it as 16ths. So I'm going to draw a little picture here. Here's 3/4 would be this. 1, 2, 3. And I want 16ths. Now to change this to 16ths, if I divide each of these pieces, I now have 8. 4 and 4 is 8. So then I'd have to divide them again. Now I've got 16. And I've colored, I don't know if you can remember which ones I've colored. I colored all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 16ths. Now, how could you do it? 4 times what is 16? 4 times 4 is 16. So 4 times 3 is 12. That's how you change a fraction to an equivalent fraction. You either multiply it by a number over a number, or you divide by the same number over a number. Because 4 over 4 is 1. 5 over 5 is 1. So long as whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top, you're not changing the overall value. You're just changing the numerator and denominator, but the overall value stays the same because you're multiplying it by 1. Okay, 1/3 equals how many 21st? What times 3 is 21? 7. So 7 times 1 is 7. What times 5 is 60? Do you know that? You can use your calculator. 5 times 12 is 60. So 12 times 4 is 48. 4/5 is the same as 48 60ths. Okay? What times 8 is 40? 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 3 is 15. What times 25 is 100? 4 times 25 is 100. 4 times 6, 24. This isn't the same as reducing. Reducing is when you go the other way. You start with big numbers and you get down to small numbers by dividing by the same number. If you want to change 24/100ths and reduce it to the lowest terms, you divide it by 4. 4 into 100 goes 25. 4 into 24 goes 6. Here we're going to reduce this time. Reduce each fraction to the lowest terms. So you want to find a number that goes into both 21 and 28. One thing you can always do, if both numbers are even, you can divide by 2 at least. But 21's not even, so we have to think of another number. If you know your multiplication numbers well, facts well, you might know that 7 times 3 is 21 and 7 times 4 is 28. So I'm going to divide by 7. 7 times what is 28? 4. 7 times what is 21? 3. 21 28ths is the same as 3/4. Now I'm going to show you another trick when you have multiple choice. When we get down here, I'll show you another trick, a way of solving the problems on a test if you have multiple choice. But let's go on. 4 and 24, they're both even, so I can divide by 2. If I divide by 2, I get 2 into 4 goes 2. 2 into 24 goes 12. The problem is these are both even, so I can divide by 2 again. 2 into 2 goes 1. 2 into 12 goes 6. 1/6 is reduced all the way. I could have divided by 4 in the beginning. 4 into 24 is 1. 4 into 4 is 1. 4 into 24 is 6. That would have saved a step. You want to divide by the biggest number possible. Okay, 12 and 20. They're divided by 2, but what's a bigger number that goes into both 12 and 20? You know your multiplication tables? How about 4? 4 times what is 12? 4 times 3. 4 times 5 is 20. 3/5. Okay? Again, I could have divided by 2 and gotten 6/10, But then I would have had to reduce it again down to 3/5. 26/30. Well, they're pretty close. They're 4 apart. Can I divide by 4? No, I can't divide by 4. 4 doesn't go into 26. But they're both even, so I can at least divide by 2. 2 into 26 is 13. Half of 30. 2 into a number means half. Half of 30 is 15. That's as much as I can reduce it. 60 over 90. Well, you can reduce the zeros by dividing by 10. Now you got 6/9. What goes into 6? 3. 3 into 6 goes twice. And 3 times 3 is 9. 2/3. 69 is the same as 2/3. Okay? Did you try these on your own? 18 out of 24 people surveyed say they went to at least one movie in December. What fraction of the people surveyed went to a movie in December? 18 out of 24. That's the fraction of people went to a movie. 18 out of 24. But we can reduce it. There are even numbers we could divide by 2. But if you know your multiplication tables, you might know they're both divisible by 6. 6 times what is 18? 6 times 3. 6 times what is 24? 6 times 4. 3/4. Now, I'm going to show you another way you could solve it if you forget how to reduce. 18/24. I am going to change that to a decimal. Okay, 18/24. What is this? This is not, oh, I did calendar, didn't I? I want calculator, there it is. Okay, 18/24. What is this here? Okay, 18 divided by 24 equals 0.75. I changed 18/24 to a decimal, 0.75. Now, it doesn't say 0.75, but I can change these to decimals and see if they're correct. These says 1/4. 1 divided by 4 equals 0.25. I want 0.75. That one's wrong. How about 1/3? Clear. 1 divided by 3 equals 0.33. That one's wrong. How about 2/3? Clear. 2 divided by 3 equals 0.666. No, that's not right. How about 3/4? Clear. 3 divided by 4 equals 0.75. This must be the correct answer because this is 0.75 and this one's 0.75. So A must be correct. You see, that's a tricky way to do it. If you have multiple choice, you can convert the fractions to decimals. And then it's easy to tell which one's equal or which one's bigger than the other. Okay, which of the following fractions equals 2/5? You want to try that way? Let's try that way. Oops. Here we go. Calculator. Okay, 2/5. 2 divided by 5 equals 0.4. So 2/5 is, I don't know if you can see this. I can't read my paper over here. Hold on. 2/5 is 0.4. How about 15/100? Well, 15/100, you should know this. These are all hundredths, right? So this is 0.15 because it's hundredths. That's hundredths. 2 places hundredths. This is 0.30. This is 0.40. And this is 0.80. Which one's the same as 0.4? Can you guess? This one, right? Let's see if that's right. Clear. 0.40 equals, well, it equals 0.40. Let's divide it by 1 and see what it says. Equals 0.4. Well, there it is, 0.4. Anyway, this one's the same. 40/100 is the same as 2/5 because 2/5 is 4/10. Okay. Okay, we got a lot of pages here, so I am not going to do every problem. I'm going to do a couple problems and move on, okay? I'll go this way and just do these here. Reduce fractions to lowest terms. What goes into 2, 6? What goes into both 2 and 6? They're even. Try to divide by 2. 2 goes into 2. 1. 2 times what is 6? 2 times 3 is 6. 1/3. 2 6 is the same as 1/3. 8 over 12. Well, I could divide by 2 and I would get 4/6. But that's not reduced all the way because they're both even. How about if I divide by 4? 4 times what is 8? 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. What goes into 21 and 28? Does that look familiar? We did this one. 7. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. How about this one? We could do 2s because they're even. But do you know your times table? What goes into 18? 9, right? 9 goes into 18 twice. 9 times what is 36? 9 times 4. But look, they're even too. We can even go further. 2 into 2 goes 1. 2 into 4 goes 2. 1836 is 1/2 because 2 times 18 is 36. I could have divided by 18, but I don't know my 18 times table. Well, actually I do, but you don't know your 18 times table. I don't know my 18 times table. I know like for 2 and 3. I know 2 times 18 is 36. That's about it. Okay, 5463. These are on the 9 facts. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 7 is 63. Divide both by 9. 45. 9 times 5 is 45. And 9 times 9 is 81. So I'm going to divide by 9. 9 into 45 goes 5. And 9 into 81 goes 9. Okay? Anyway, you try the rest. Check your answer in the back. If you totally don't know how to do them, circle it and show it to me when we have class, okay? Ask me in class, and we'll go over it in class. Let's go into equivalent fractions. Are these equivalent or not? Well, this one we could reduce. If we divide both the top and the bottom by 2 because they're even, 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10. This is equal to 2/5. Equal. Now, some of them you can't do it that way. You might not be able to reduce. How can you tell if they're equal or not? Or which one's bigger, which one's smaller? What did I tell you? What's an easy way to compare fractions? Is change them to decimals. Let's look at number 2. I'm going to change that to decimals. Here we go. I don't want that. I didn't want that. Calculator. Here we go. Clear it. 7/8. 7 divided by 8 equals 0.875. So this is 0.875. Now I have 21 24ths. Clear. 21 divided by 24 equals, look at that, 0.875. They're equal. Now, you might have said, I know 21. 3 times 7 is 21. And 3 times 8 is 24. I could divide by 3. 3 into 21, 7. 3 into 24, 8. See, they're equal. You could have done it that way. Okay, let me go this way down, okay, and then we'll get a mix here. 5 9ths, 10 18ths. These are even. I can divide by 2. 2 into 10 goes 5. 2 into 18 goes 9. Up, equal again. We are chock full of equals, aren't we? How about this one? These we can't reduce. Okay, we're going to do it this way. Are you ready? Clear it. Can see it? Okay, 1/3. 1 divided by 3. By the way, some of these basic fractions you should learn. You should learn that 1/3 is 0.33. And they draw a line over it. That means the 3's keep going. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. You have to learn this one, that 1/3 is 0.3333. There are some basic ones you have to learn. The fifths you really should learn too. Okay? Fifths are 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. 3/5. Let's do 3/5. 3 divided by 5 equals 0.6. 1/5 is 0.2. 2/5 is 0.4. 3/5 is 0.6. 4/5 is 0.8. And of course, 5/5 is 1. Okay, which one's bigger? 3, 6. This one's bigger. The alligator eats the bigger number. Remember that? Okay, 1 1/2, 6/4. Huh. How do we do this one? We can reduce this. Divide by 2, we get 2 into 6, 3, 2 into 4, 2. This is 3/2. Now we could divide to change it to a mixed number. 2 into 3 goes 1. 1 times 2 is 2. There's 1 left over. 1 and 1/2. We could have done this too. They're equal, aren't they? We could have done clear 6 divided by 4 equals 1.5. This is 1.5. And 1 and 1/2 is 1.5. You could divide 1 divided by 2, it would give you 0.5. How about this one? This one's got 4. This one, how do we compare it with 12/9? Well, we would divide by 9 to change it into a mixed number. Remember, how many pizzas can you make? 9 into 12 goes 1. Well, we already know this is 4 and this one's only 1. This one's bigger, way bigger. Now, I could have done this. I could have changed this to a mixed number. 9 times 4 is 36, and 5 is 41/9. This side is 41/9. This side's only 12/9. This side's bigger. This one's got a 1. 8 into 19 goes how many times? 2. So this one's going to be bigger. Or you could do this. 9 times 1 is 9 pieces, and 1 is 10. This is the same as 10/9. 10/9, 19/8. These are eighths, so they're hard to compare. Okay, we got 19/8 and 10/9. We're going to look at it this way with our calculator again. So this side we changed to 10/9. I could do just 1/9 and then put a 1 in front of it if I wanted to, right? I could do just 1/9 and then put a 1. But let's do 10/9. 10 divided by 9 equals 1.11111. 1.11. I'll put a line to repeat. 19/8. 9 divided by 8 equals 2.3 something, whatever. This one's bigger. It's got 2. That one only has 1. Okay. Anyway, look here. You can see right away. This is bigger. It's got a 5. That's got a 3. Okay. This one's got 4. 4 into 19 goes 4. They're tied, but this has 3/4. 4 into 19 goes 4 with 3 left over. They're going to be the same. Anyway, you can work these out on your own, see if you can do it. Okay? This one you could reduce by dividing by 7 into 63 goes 9. 7 into 21 goes 3. 3/9. 3/9. They're the same. Okay? This one you'd have to change to decimals and compare. You could always change. 4/1, by the way, is 4. So this side's bigger. This side's way bigger. 7/10, 1/8 is a little piece. This one you could look on a fraction. If you had 7/10, you'd have 7 of these colored in. This one only has 1/8. This one's way bigger. Anyway, you can do all kinds of strategies for figuring out which one's bigger, which one's smaller, or if they're equal. Okay, moving on. Mixed numbers. They want you to change them to a improper fraction. What do? Remember, this is a whole pizza. You're talking about fourths, so you're going to divide that whole pizza into 4/4. This one becomes 4/4. So you got 3/4 and 4 more, you got 7/4. What do? You multiply and add the 3. 4 times 1 is 4 and 3 is 7. 9 times 1 is 9 and 7 is 16/9. 7 times 4, you got 4 pizzas. Each of them has 7 pieces. 4 times 7 is 28 and 1 is 29. 8 times 3 is 24 and 1 is 25/8. Again, this is like you have 4 whole pizzas and each of them has 8 pieces because we're doing eighths. So 8 times 4 is 32 plus the 3 is 35/8. 5 times 5 is 25 pieces, and 4 more, 29 pieces. 9 times 7 is 63, and 8 is 71 ninths. You see how to do it? Very simple. You just multiply and then you add the extras, the remainder. Improper. This time we're changing them back. We're changing them back to whole pizzas. We're on the last page. Okay, this time you divide. How many pieces can you make if you got 7? Well, you've got 7, and they're thirds. So here's 3, here's 6, and then you want one more. How many whole pizzas do you have? 2 and 1 left over. 2 and 1/3. So what did you do? You divided by 3 because there's 3 in each part. 3 into 7 goes 2 and 1/3. 3 into 17, 3 times 5 is 15. 16, 17, 2 left over. Now, if you're doing this with your calculator because you don't know your multiplication facts, well, then it gets a little tricky. You're going to do 17 divided by 3. Oh, sorry, I did 18. 17 divided by 3 equals 5.66. So I got 5, but then I have 0.66666 left over. What I do is I take my 5 and I multiply it times 3. 5 times 3, you can use your thing here. 5 times 3 equals, so this 5 gives me 15 pieces, but I want 17 thirds. This gives me 15 thirds, 15, 16, 17. I got 2 left over. Got it? 9 into 17 goes 1 time. And how many left over? 8 left over. It's almost 2 times. 1 and 8 ninths. 2 into 3 goes 1 time with 1 left over, 1.5. 9 into 5, almost 4 times. 9 times 4 is 36. So it only goes 3 times, but I'm going to have 8 left over. 6 into 15 goes 2 times with 3 left over. Now watch this. 3 left over, but 3 6 can be reduced. That's equal to 2 and 1/2. 35 into, okay, let me try it this way. 85 divided by 13. 85 divided by 13 equals 6.555. Now they gave the answer there, but I just erased it. 6. Okay, so I want to know what's the rest of it. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do 6 times 13 equals 78. How many are left over? 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. 7 left over. 6 and 7/13. Anyway, you can practice these till you're sure you know what to do. When you want to change an improper fraction to a mixed fraction, you just divide. You just divide. You just divide. You just divide. And the remainder is what's left over the denominator. Okay? Remember, the remainder always has to be smaller than the denominator. You can't have 5/3. You can't do this. Don't do 4. 4 times 3 is 12 and 6/3. You can't do that. 3 into 18 goes 6 with 0 left over. 5 into 36, don't say 6 and 6/5. No. 5 into 36 goes 7 and 1/5 left over. Okay? Anyway, work on that until you're pretty confident that you know how to do it. Okay? See you.